How did you feel watching your old George of the Jungle co-star, Brendan Fraser, who you tortured in George of the Jungle, watching him win an Oscar?
I couldn't have cheered more loud and long because Brendan is such a sweet guy and that was a great opportunity because it really was my first kind of lead in a feature. But Brendan was such a sweet guy. And I had been a fan of Brendan's all the way back to School Ties. But then I did another picture with Brendan a number of years, well, actually not that many years later, a movie called Monkey Bone that did not do very well. But I sort of had a chance to rekindle a friendship with Brendan. And then I've seen him periodically. I saw him at this event about 10 years ago in Austin, a charity event in Austin. And he's just a great, great guy. And I was so happy for him and such a beautiful performance in that picture. I just think Brendan, I have nothing but blessings for Brendan. He's a wonderfully, wonderfully kind, thoughtful guy. Could not be more dedicated to his 3 sons. Because I think he even kind of put his career in the back seat for years to move to Massachusetts so he could be really close to his kids. But have you guys had a chance to interview him, Jess?
Well, I'm a guest host. So Jess, over to you.
Have you met Brendan?
I have not.
Oh, I actually know his ex-wife and the sons. And
I know
Haden Fraser is his ex-wife, who's fantastic, and it's just a great family. I mean, they have a beautiful relationship, and with the kids and everything. And he was on the show.
Right.
And he's a very sweet guy. Doesn't seem to be cut out for Hollywood. He's a very sweet man.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I was actually there whenever he and Afton met because she had a very small role. She was kind of an extra on George of the Jungle. I believe we were in San Francisco or Hawaii shooting, and she was just this young lady admiring him when he was running with the horses, and that's how he met Afton. So I was there. I didn't have anything to do with that match being made. In fact, I probably thought she was quite fetching myself. But Brendan, he was happy to share, the story about he was on his way. He was just passing through Los Angeles and hanging out with some buddies when he went to an audition with one of his friends, which happened to be for School Ties. And he was just sitting in the waiting room waiting. He told me the story. He was just waiting for his buddy, and Sherry Lansing happened to walk through, and she was like, "What are you doing here?"
That's so crazy. That's like what
Brendan
happened.
being Brendan, all 6'3" and handsome and deep voice. She immediately pulled him into audition, and the guy became a movie star.
Wow. That same thing happened with Paul Reiser and Diner. He went with another comedian friend who had an audition for Diner, and the casting director came out, I forgot who it was, and saw Paul and said, "Oh, do you want to come in and audition?" It was like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then he got the part.
And that was that.
Mm-hmm. I love these crazy stories.
Yeah, I think Brendan was on his way to Texas. I think he was going to go to SMU.
He was. That's exactly right. He had gotten accepted into the Meadows school, at SMU on a scholarship. That's exactly right. He was just driving through LA on his way to Dallas to go to grad school at SMU.